Man, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Brickz podcast. Man, we coming to you live from a bunch of different areas. As y'all know, I got my boy O with me.
What up, y'all?
What up, O? What up, O? And Shebo.
What's going on, y'all?
And as y'all can see, we got a fourth towel in the building, man. We got a real one in the building, man. We got a Philly fan in the building, man. Y'all might know him as Real Talk with MJ. My boy Miles Johnson in the building. What up, Q?
What's good? What's good, dog? Hey, great to be on here. Appreciate the invite. I said before we started, I was like, we not short for content at all today.
Man, look.
But I saw a reel or two, and I was like, hey, dog, get me on the show because, hey, if y'all ain't know, y'all know where I stand now, looking at my background.
Man, look, man, we're going to have a lot of fun on the show today. As y'all know, it's been a lot to hit on. But before we get into what we know is the most breaking news, we got to address what's been going on in the NFL, man. As y'all know, we got Philly versus Kansas City Super Bowl matchup, man, the rematch. Everybody's ready to see this. So, look, we just going to hit this off the top, man. How y'all feeling about the matchup? Who do y'all think is going to win? And let's just start breaking this down a little bit.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I really say you can evaluate each rosters, right? Off the bat, coach, quarterback, that's the Chiefs' advantage.
Yeah.
This is like the first time all season that, like, if anybody says that, I ain't tripping at all. I would say even like the Ravens game when the Eagles played the Ravens, I give him that. Even though John Harbaugh is overrated in my opinion. But that's because of another day. But yeah, coaching, quarterback, that goes to the Chiefs. Outside of that coaching and quarterback advantage, which is is a pretty big deal, not gonna lie. Whether it's running back, Saquon Barkley, landslide, not even a question. Offensive line, landslide, not even a question. Wide receiving core, landslide, not even a question. Tight ends, yeah, it's probably. I think Kelsey can have he's a Hall of Famer, all-time great. He can have an amazing game, but I think they pretty much cancel each other out. Dallas Goedert is literally the Eagles' leading receiver in the postseason of all time in receiving yards, and he obviously ain't no scrub. You saw what he did against the Packers, that stiff-armed. I mean, it was flat-out bully ball there. So I think that's offensively, outside of quarterback, there's a big advantage for Philly. I think defensively, that defensive line, I would give the edge to Philly. The way that Jalen Carter's playing, I mean, Aaron Donald.
Jalen Carter been a dog, boy.
The dog. And
Georgia boys.
Them Georgia boys, like you said, they're going out here showing that championship heart, that championship mentality, whether it's Jalen Carter, whether it's Nolan Smith, my dog Nakobe Dean before he got injured. And then our linebacking core, Zach Bond, a guy from a special teams to first team All-Pro. You could argue he's been the defensive player of the year this year. He's been on another level. And I didn't even talk about Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Darius Slay, CJ Garner-Johnson, Reed Blankenship. So I think talent-wise, again, outside of quarterback, the Eagles have the advantage. Now, somebody says, "Hey, well, I want to rank the Chiefs higher because of how great Mahomes and Andy Reid are." You know, that's not a bad take at all. Like, you got to go with history, got to go with the champions. But I think just top to bottom, who has the better roster? It's the Eagles.
I think for y'all, what can make things really scary is Saquon Barkley. And I know we talk about Jalen Hurts. I know we talk about his passing ability, whatever, which so far in the postseason, he's shown us nothing that I'm scared about in terms of his passing. Like we was joking Omar last episode. We was both, because you told me I need to take credit for what I said. We was both talking about Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts passed for over 200 yards.
Accountability.
Yeah, I take my little accountability. I know what I said about Hurts. We'll get to that. But also in these postseason games, We seen the Chiefs get ran all over. Joe Mixon was running over the Chiefs. I said the Chiefs.
James Cook.
The Chiefs. James Cook was running
Bruh.
over the Chiefs, man. So looking at Saquon Barkley, how Saquon Barkley has been so dominant in the postseason so far, I don't think the Chiefs can have an answer for him. But if they do, it might get a little spooky for y'all, Miles. It might get a little spooky. I can't.
But you don't think that's their game plan going in is to stop Saquon?
I think it is because
That's what I'm saying. Like
I think it's hard to game plan around trying to stop Saquon. Like, I feel like Dan Quinn even talked about it going into their game with the Eagles. Like, we can't stop Saquon. We can limit him as best as we can, but we can't stop him. I think if you game plan to try to stop Saquon, if anything, that could probably backfire.
So you're saying in a sense that, okay, so let me ask y'all a question. Does better roster equate to winning then? Because it's been many times in the playoffs where the better team didn't win.
no, I think it's been plenty of times where the Chiefs didn't have the best roster this season, and they only lost a couple times. Like Miles, to your point, I think coaching a quarterback, especially in the Super Bowl situation, is to me of utmost importance. I mean, to have that experience with Andy Reid, of course, with Mahomes. I think the key for the Eagles is, like, I know it sounds kind of like simple, but literally just try to keep the ball out of Mahomes and Andy Reid's hands for most of the game. So I think running Saquon Barkley, like I said earlier, right, just doing whatever it takes to win. If the run is working, don't go away from it. Run the clock down, get a few yards here and there. I think if the Eagles just go with that game plan, I do think they have a really good chance of winning this game. I personally think the Chiefs are going to take this one. Like I said, just the experience. I mean, the motivation to get the three-peat, I think, is really high in their minds this year. And, yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be a physical, low-scoring game. But, yeah, I mean, Saquon Barkley, I think, is the utmost key for Philadelphia. Just running him, making sure that game is running. Because if it is, like I said, it's going to be hard to stop. You got a great offensive line. And then you also got Jalen Hurts back there as a running threat too. If it doesn't, now, like Jalen said, it gets tricky because now you're going to force Jalen Hurts to throw, which I wouldn't say Jalen Hurts hasn't shown us like anything bad in the passing game as too much this postseason. I think even that Rams game, I think there were some plays that receivers could have made Jalen Hurts look better, right? I think Vontae had to drop in the middle field in that game, and of course AJ had to drop touchdown, but I think if the run game is not working, I really don't see how Philadelphia can outlast the Chiefs in this one.
Yeah, like they was talking. See, my only problem with, because as an Eagles fan, I mean, I've heard all year, stop Saquon Barkley, stack the box, and there's two levels to it. First level is like, all right, it sound good. Stop Saquon. The Rams try to do that. I don't know if y'all saw that stat that it was like the amount of running backs that have ran for like 200 yards against a team, and then what they did against that same team in the postseason, and whether it was Adrian Peterson, Marshall Faulk, whoever it was, their second game they did not have that same productivity, and so it's like, well, Saquon, they're going to, sell out to stop him. And then they're going to have to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. And then this brother right here goes for 2 touchdowns for 70 yards to the crib, has over 200 yards again. So, like, it sounds good. The Commanders, we're going to stack the box. We're going to put 7, 8 guys in the box. Y'all not going to be able to run the ball. Okay, Turkey. First play of the game. Yep. 60 yards to the crib. So it sounds good, and I got a lot of respect for Spags. I think he's building his Hall of Fame resume, and he's one of the best, if not the best, defensive coordinator in the game. It's 1-2 between him and Fangio. Let's just be honest. It's 1-2 between those guys. Spags is just unreal. That blitz that he had on Josh Allen completely spooked him. Got Josh Allen running straight to the blitz, and it was a wide open Shakir in the flat. Another conversation for another day. But Spags is unbelievable. But you still are up. You're still up against this Eagles offensive line with Jordan Mailata, best left tackle in the game, I believe. Lane Johnson, best right tackle in the game, I believe. You got Land Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, who they will be back. They were injured, battling injuries in that NFC Championship. You got Mekhi Becton, who's had a resurgence, and an unsung hero who I believe has been way, way better at his job than Kellen Moore, has been Jeff Stoutland, the Eagles offensive line coach. He's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. He's the reason why Jason Kelce is the guy that we look at today, because he transformed him to become a Hall of Fame center. He's doing the same thing with Cam Jurgens, and you're seeing how he's resurrected Mekhi Becton's career after the Jets made him look like he couldn't play football. So it sounds good, and the other layer to it is they always say, like, oh, force Hurts to throw the ball, what's about to happen? Every time they do that, whether it was against the Steelers held Saquon to like 65 rushing yards. All right, 290 passing yards on your head. So it's like, how do you want to get beat on offense? It's so many weapons that you're going to have to just outscore them. You're going to have to outscore them, or the Eagles are going to have to turn over the ball. And up to this point, they have 0 turnovers offensively, and they have 10 giveaways that they've produced defensively. So that's a big thing. That's a big takeaway. But for the Eagles defense, they're going to have to be able to hold Kansas City to field goals and not touchdowns. If they do that, if they do that, and like you said, Ashibo, like, go ahead and kind of play keep away with Mahomes, because he's so great that it's like, it don't matter who he got. It don't matter what your defense is. If you keep giving him chances, he's gonna score touchdowns and all that. But if you can limit him to maybe 2 to 3 possessions, a half or half a half, against the Steelers had like maybe 2 possessions, and in that fourth quarter, they went a whole 10-minute drive of the Eagles having the ball. Russell Wilson on the sideline, throwing the ball. Brother, you're not getting back in the game. So that's something that we definitely got to take into account, the time of possession. But you got to stop Andy Reid and these guys from scoring touchdowns early. And if you can play keep away and get to a lead, now you got a very, very hungry defense too, which is number 1 in the league. I mean, we can't understate that. Like, I know Mahomes and Reid are amazing, but I believe that this defense is better than 2022 Eagles defense.
No, it definitely is.
Yeah, it definitely is. I just think when it comes down to scheme, like you said, scheme is going to be huge, right? Because the Eagles got playmakers on both sides of the ball, but like I said, it's been so many games for me watching KC where I'm like, man, like, these guys, they really don't have as much talent as they used to. Of course, we know Travis Kelce is, older. He hasn't played as well as he has in the past this year, but they just find a way. They find a way to put their guys in the right position time after time, offense and defense. Like the play, like the blitz with Josh Allen, like just straight confuse Josh Allen to the point where, he had to throw that pass that got there, just got dropped, but it was still a tough pass. It was like 4 or 5 Chiefs around him, and the ball could have very easily been picked off. So I think that's just where the Chiefs have the advantage, and I think that's where they're going to take it.
Yeah, I think what makes the Chiefs so interesting going into the offseason, because it's like from your point, Miles, we know the Eagles have what it takes to score. They got it on all ends. Like, we talk about Jalen Hurts' throwing ability. He doesn't need to throw until he has to. Saquon can do a lot of the hefty lifting. But even like we've seen against the Commanders, which I'm not going to, shade the Commanders, but it is the Commanders. Like, like, I'm not going to discredit the 200 plus yards. It's still good. No turnovers. Damn near a perfect game. I'm not going to discredit it. But the point is, he still showed us what he can do in terms of even throwing the ball. So I think from an offensive production, I'm not worried about the Eagles scoring. I'm not worried about them getting touchdowns. I'm more so worried about them keeping up. I'm more so worried about Spags. I'm more so worried about what we'll see from the Chiefs that we haven't seen already. Prime example, like we were talking about with the Bills game with Spags and that blitz and stuff. Like there's a lot of things that we see from the Chiefs on the postseason that we don't normally see during the regular season that makes them so hard to read, that makes them a little unpredictable. For the last 2 years, we've seen Travis Kelce be quiet all season and then erupt for 100 yards first game in the postseason. So like stuff like that, if I'm an Eagles fan and I'm looking back, are kind of some of the things that worries me because I don't really know how to read what Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is about to do on offense. Granted, I do think the Eagles have a very talented defense this year. I think they have a super talented secondary. I just think once the Chiefs get into the Super Bowl, it's hard to count them out. They've been there so many times. They have that championship DNA like we speak about. And I mean, let's be real, bro. Like the league loves shit like this. Like this is the perfect script. Oh my God, the Chiefs make it back to 3-peat. And like, will the Eagles be the Terminator? I mean, shoot, I hope so. I'm sick of seeing them boys win.
I would say the Eagles, if, especially on the defensive side, if they really want to find a way to win this game. I mean, I would say go back and look at that game against the Bucks when they played them. Was about 3 years ago in the Super Bowl, and the Bucks just gave Mahomes hell the whole game, just throwing pressure at him all game, jumped on them early as well, controlled the line of scrimmage, and then played complimentary football. We get to stop defense, we go down and score. I think in the Eagles, that's like the best case scenario, right? Just jump on them early, get a blowout, because like I said, it comes down to a close game. Like 2023, Mahomes get the ball last. It's hard to stop them in that situation. So if I'm the Eagles, I'm definitely thinking let's get it. Let's get a lead early, and let's take care of it first quarter, first half.
But that's what I mean. I was talking about like last podcast. I do think if they get the lead early, that's their best chance of winning. But the Eagles have been known not to score in the first quarter this season. So if they do that in the biggest game of the year, what's the story now? You can't just keep handing it to Saquon and you down 10 points. I mean, you can because he can break. He can break like we seen. He can break off one play. He literally can. But I just feel like if they get down early, it's going to be harder to run the game plan they want to run to beat Mahomes. But they definitely got a chance, though. I think it's going to be a close game for sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be low scoring. Actually, I don't think it's going to be a lot of scoring.
So what's your score prediction?
Score prediction, I'm probably going to say something like 23-20.
23-20?
I don't know. I think it might be high scoring, bro.
What y'all think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like I think it's going to be over like 49 points. So it's going to be like 50-some plus points.
50 plus?
I don't know if 60 yet. How I see it's going, and this is how I feel. I think here, I got the Eagles winning, but if it's a close one-score game, the Chiefs are going to win. So for me to say the Eagles are going to win.
They got to beat them. They got to beat them.
If I think the Eagles are going to win, I think they're going to win by either 8, 9, 10, like around there where it's like, all right, it's a 2-score game. It's 2 minutes left. Mahomes got the ball, and I'm not sweating for my life like I was when it was Eagles versus Rams, and you got Stafford throwing the ball to Puka, one hand, John in the snow, and if only for Jalen Carter sacking Stafford, now we're all going home, and maybe the Rams are here in this game. And so I definitely could see a 31-20, like 21. I could see something like that. Like, if the Eagles are going to win, they're going to win. I ain't going to drag it and say blowout, but it's going to be comfortable. Like, it's going to be comfortable. Or maybe it's a situation where the Chiefs score one, like, late. Like, they score a touchdown late. Like, it might be 31-21 going into, like, 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They get a touchdown, and then the Eagles just, run out the clock. But what I know for a fact, let's say it's 31. Let's say it's 28-28, and Mahomes got the ball last. It's over, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. If it's a close game, Mahomes got the ball last. Even if the Chiefs are down, if they're down 3, if they're down 6, whether he needs a field goal or a touchdown, he'll get it. Like it's so if you got to beat the champs, and I said this analogy on Real Talk, but I'm like the Eagles, they got to treat the Chiefs like an ant or a roach. Like, you like step on an ant and like sometimes that joint, like it keep twitching, it keep moving. Like, no, like you gotta step on that joint, you gotta scrape it, you gotta step on that joint again, you gotta scrape it again, and whatever you gotta do to make sure, there's no way it's coming back. And that's what the Eagles gotta do. Make sure there's no life for the Chiefs.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, even though the team looks a lot different than it did, playing Patty before, being in the Super Bowl, being in this limelight, looking at Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts had a phenomenal game that Super Bowl. I'm saying if he doesn't have that fumble, we're having a completely different conversation about Jalen Hurts, even in the quarterback rankings as of right now. So looking at that game, do you think that game is like a perfect learning lesson about how to come in now and defeat the Chiefs, or do you think that might look a little different?
Yeah, I feel like that's something else that I think folks are not paying attention to as much, where you saw their performance in 2022 when it was their first time ever. It's their first time ever being to the Super Bowl. It's their first time ever preparing for a Super Bowl. That was Nick Sirianni's first go around. His coordinators. Now obviously it's different ones now, but when you have your quarterback and your head coach that have been in this situation before, and even other guys like A.J. Brown, he was saying how in 2022, it's 2023, he felt like a paid actor because of all the media he was doing, all the extracurriculars he was doing, versus now he can more channel his energy more to the task at hand. And the
That's why
Eagles
he
are
got them
very
books
unique.
out on the sideline and
Got
stuff.
them books out. Hey, everybody got to have impact points on that team. Like, go ahead and lock in. So I think they have a great collection of guys that were there for 2022. It's a guy in C.J. Gardner-Johnson that was there for 2022, left to go to Detroit, came back this year, and is back in the Super Bowl. So he has knowledge to also go ahead and tell a Quinyon Mitchell, a Cooper DeJean, Darius Slay obviously has been there before as well. And obviously offensively with guys like Hurts and Devontae and AJ, they can definitely help Saquon Barkley out. Because, they was helping him out with just how to win a divisional, championship. He ain't know what to do after that. He was like, what's the protocol? Like, we get a hat? This is what we get? Like, he ain't know.
Saquon just happy to be there.
He ain't know. So, now he's actually around guys that they've been there before. So, I think that's something, too. They're not going to be like, oh, it's just great to be here. It's just, they're not, because they're like, hey, we've been here before. We won however many games before. Now we lost. We know exactly what it's hitting for. And I think that's definitely an advantage that they've had compared to 2022.
But it's a little off topic. But we can go back to Super Bowl talk. But I love to get this perspective from an Eagles fan. Once y'all realize that Saquon Barkley was about to become a Philadelphia Eagle, like was it just as shocking as this AD Luka trade? Cause I promise you, I did not think, I thought we was probably gonna get Saquon. I'm like, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm like, yeah, we need a running back. Let's go. This dude signed with the Eagles, out of all teams. So I just want to know from that perspective, because I don't have that luxury. My team is trash. I don't get to sit here and all right, Omar, we don't need the extra 2 cents. I don't get to sit here and celebrate, having a great player come in. I got a terrible head coach right now, a terrible owner, it's a terrible offense. So I love to know from that perspective, were you just confident off of the strength of getting Saquon? Yeah, we about to go to the bowl.
Yeah, I knew, and there was a lot of talk, when the Eagles first got Saquon about, he's injury prone. And I was on record saying, y'all said the same thing about Christian McCaffrey. Said the same exact thing. He was in Carolina and he was injury prone. And partly it's because he's carrying everybody, so his back is going to hurt a little bit more. But then when you surround him with great pieces, with CMC, who is Ayuk and Debo and Kittle and Trent Williams, and I have high praise for Brock Purdy. I think he's a really good quarterback. And I think he's better than a lot of guys in terms of Jared Goff and Dak Prescott and a lot of these overrated, Sam Darnold for sure, all these overrated guys that I'm a firm believer you can't be a Jalen Hurts fan and crap on Brock Purdy. Vice versa, you can't be a Brock Purdy fan and crap on Jalen Hurts. Now, I still think Jalen Hurts better, but because of that dual threat ability, but I think both guys are very, very similar in that you can't knock them for having a great team. That just doesn't even make sense to me. But with Saquon Barkley, it's like this was proof in the this was set up for him to have success. And I said this, bro. I was like, if you don't think Saquon Barkley is gonna put up MVP numbers, you're either a hater or a Cowboys fan. If you're a Cowboys fan, I get it. If you're a Cowboys fan, I get it. Heck, if the Cowboys got Saquon, I was gonna be hating. I was gonna be hating. I mean, as a Sixers fan, when the Knicks got Cat, I was hating. I was saying it's not going to work. That wasn't logical. I was hating. I was simply hating. And so I just didn't understand it. And there was trolls like, well, he's injury prone, all this stuff. Bruh, it's literally pretty simple. You got to either stack the box on Saquon, which he still can go off. And if that happens, now you're at the mercy of one-on-ones with AJ and Smitty. And we're seeing this team fully together. They haven't lost a game this year. In the Eagles' only losses. That's why it's like, all right, the Chiefs, yes, they won 15 games and all that stuff. The Eagles haven't lost a game with A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley playing a full game from start to finish. First game of the year, A.J. Brown was out. Second game of the year, Devontae, A.J., and Lane Johnson were out. And then that third game, Jalen Hurts got concussed, and he was out that game. So it hasn't been a game that they had all their guys, all their weapons, and they lost the game. And so it's their talent discrepancy is just it's on another level.
Yeah, I mean, you said a lot there, bro. You said a lot there, and I couldn't help but notice you had to take a jab at Dak Prescott. I ain't know why.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Take some strays right there. I mean,
What jab?
Saying Brock
That's
Purdy
true.
is better than Dak Prescott.
I do think
My word, bro. Oh my
Oh,
god.
bro.
My word, he is better than him.
No, he is
my
not.
word.
Yes, he is.
What are we talking about right now?
I give the only thing the only thing you can really say is Dak is a product of the Jerry curse or just the bad food Jerry has, but
And that's
other
very
than
much
that,
real.
which is you know what, I ain't gonna insult that, but we saw this man Brock Purdy head to head outplay this man Dak.
We 40 balled y'all on national TV, Jalen.
Okay, good for y'all. Good for y'all. Y'all also had a better team than us at the time. But what I'll also
so
say
now we can
was
bring a better team.
Last
Now we can
year
bring a better team.
last year was Dak Prescott not in the MVP running? Was he not one of the top two players mentioned to be MVP last year?
And then did what? Lost to Jordan Love.
Yes,
in
we
the
lost in the
playoffs.
postseason. We know we be losing in the postseason. Bro, y'all know this about me. Y'all know I'm not a delusional Cowboys fan. I'm gonna keep it $150 with everything that goes on in Jerry's world.
Yeah.
I know how this should go, bro. This is all Jerry. This is all Jerry's doing. But I'm taking the arm talent of Dak Prescott. I'm taking the IQ of Dak Prescott. I'm taking all of that over Brock Purdy. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I can't let you sit here and say that he's a better quarterback. Yes, y'all have made it further. Like Miles just said, Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy are actually very similar in a lot of lights because Jalen Hurts is just a better version of Brock Purdy as a game manager, and he has better legs. He has better legs, and I might take Brock Purdy's arm over him. I might just take it. But the issue with the Cowboys, outside of just Jerry, is that our offense is super reliant on just CeeDee Lamb. We don't even have an efficient run game, even when we had Tony Pollard. The last time we had an explosive run game was with Ezekiel Elliott. When you have a CMC, when you have an Ayuk, when you have a Debo who's balling out, when you have a Trent Williams, all these pieces that Miles just said, like, hell yeah, you better make it to the Super Bowl. What? Like, come on.
Yeah, breaking news.
De'Aaron Fox, baby.
No cap. I just saw
Tony
it. I just saw it too. I was finna say.
Okay,
This is crazy. This is crazy.
The Kings are
live.
The Kings are. If I was a Kings fan, I'd stop being a fan.
Oh wait, they got Zach
They got Zach
Levine.
Levine.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie. Zach Levine has been hooping this year though. Zach Levine has been putting up numbers this year.
So that mean the Bulls involved. Though.
Yeah, I'm about to click on the whole tweet from Sean.
But Wemby at Fox though. Oh my god.
I ain't gonna lie. I be listening to Club 520 with Jeff T. They podcast.
Oh my god.
And this was one of the mock trades that they had said with De'Aaron Fox going to the Spurs playing with Wemby, because De'Aaron Fox, he's from Texas, if I'm not wrong. So, hey, that's dangerous, bro. That they're instantly, if not already, a playoff threat.
Did they keep CP?
Ashebo Scheffner, what you got?
I ain't shut it. I'm going off of your coworker.
Wow.
He hasn't tweeted. Wait, why? Wait, why am I X tweaking? Oh, because I'm not.
NBA is and the trade deadline not until we still got 4 more days.
Yeah, so not till the 6th, right?
Yeah, the 6th. That's this Thursday. That's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be some more crazy trades.
Well, we know the Lakers gonna make another one.
Oh yeah, there's no way they keep that roster and want to compete.
Might as
At
well
least
blow
this
it up.
year. LeBron want to go to the Warriors.
Nah, when I
don't
seen
see
that,
LeBron leaving the Lakers.
They gotta be lying.
In all
I think
honesty,
they already said he gonna stay.
Yeah, he's staying. Yeah, he's staying.
and I was saying this: if LeBron don't, I mean, I feel like we could argue that LeBron was probably going to retire within the next year or two, but now with a piece like Luka, I got to milk my time in the league a little bit more. Like if I even think I got 3 more left in me, I got to play all 3. I got to.
I mean,
if I was him, I'd take a little discount. Because he's making like $50 million a year. He already a billionaire. Like, come on, take a little discount, get another star player, fill out that roster.
And he got nice like last night to show that he could still be the guy when you need him.
Be that guy.
Triple dub.
30-point triple dub last night.
And
I thought he was trying to go. He was going look like he was going for 50. The way he was trying to score.
And Luka himself can take a team to the playoffs, like
Right.
by himself can take them to let. Never mind just being with Bron. So, and I think the Lakers. It was reported the Lakers they want Luka to play before the All-Star break. So what that means is that he wants. Well, what that means is like Luka injured now, but he ready. Like he's almost ready to go ahead and play. So. If he could play before the All-Star break and they are the 5th seed,
It's gonna get spooky.
and he's going,
My
Luka's
thing
gonna be
though,
on another level.
I want to see how it works. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna work, but Luka is just so ball dominant. Like, I think it could be beneficial to LeBron James to not have to be. Because even with AD, LeBron was still in my eyes that the number 1. Like, that's the go-to that you're gonna go to for scoring. When it gets sticky, you're gonna go to LeBron. So like now you're getting a piece like Luka, who's used to. I mean, shoot, the only reason why they made it to the finals because of Luka last year. Do you let him do we see LeBron just be more off ball? Like, this is such a new look. Like, we ain't seen LeBron with another number 2 like this since probably his Heat era, for real.
Nah, I would say you don't have to go that far back. I would say this might look like a little bit like the second Cavs stint. Now, not the same Bron, athletically, of course, but like you said, the off ball. I mean, because we know Kyrie Irving is pretty ball dominant himself. I mean, he needs to have the ball to get his points, but he's also a facilitator. the same way Luka is, and he just attracts defenders to him. Double team Luka, you got LeBron open in the post or in the corner on the wing. Come at him, they can play that 2-man game that we kind of saw Kyrie and LeBron do. So I actually think it could be a good fit. Now, as long as
with
Luka,
no center.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They still need a big. They need a big.
Because
I think they'll end up, a guy like Austin Reeves. I think his time is done.
Oh yeah,
sorry. Like you might as well just use that value, get a big. But I think it's a really great match with Luka and Bron. Off the court, this is the first time Luka he respected Kyrie, but and I don't even want to insult Kyrie, but it was more like I respect you just being clutch, what you did in the finals, and just
you OG.
Handle all of that. But the respect for Bron as what at worst 2 or 3 greatest ever, my GOAT, probably Luka's GOAT. Honestly, he's mirrored his game around Bron. He just not as athletic, but if he had Bron's athleticism, that's literally LeBron James. That's literally LeBron James. You do everything, the passing, the scoring, walking, 30-point triple-double every single night. And so he's actually matched up with the guy that he admires and will give respect. And if the knock on Luka is his conditioning, and you're trading him with the greatest player in the history of sports at maintaining his physique and his condition, what are we talking about? And this man lost $116 million.
Yeah, he's pissed.
He didn't get that Supermax.
Oh yeah, he's pissed.
He's about to be on another level. He's about to be pissed off. He's about to be like, you know what? Y'all doubted me because this is the first time ever in Luka's career that somebody essentially told him he's not good enough. That's what the Mavs said. They said we want AD. We cool off you. We don't want to give you that long-term contract. That's gonna really settle in, humble him, and for him to be like, you know what, bet I'm about to prove all of y'all wrong. That Luka that was like cussing out Rudy Gobert in that game winner. That's that Luka that's gonna be in the weight room. That's going, eat right, all that stuff. It's gonna be crazy.
He's gonna shed that 270 quick.
If he is 270, that's crazy though. If that's a real,
that is crazy.
That's absolutely
crazy.
And you see, it's just crazy because we talk about Zion all the time, and nobody's giving Luka that much flack about being overweight because he's so good. I don't care if he's 300 pounds, he's still gonna give you a 30 and 10 game. So like you said, he get in the weight room, he get with LeBron, he already got a chip in his shoulder, and I mean, same kind of go for AD too, because AD's just talking about how, I'm sure AD in his mind has visualized him. Okay, LeBron's about to retire within the next 2 years. This is my team. We need to get another big so I can play the 4, whatever, blah blah blah. He's planning long term to keep trying to bring championships to LA, and similar now. Like I said, if I'm LA and like the media said, Dallas approached me like, hey man, I'm trying to get y'all Luka. Man, what? I'm crazy not to take that trade. If you were approaching me, like I told you in the chat, Omar, that's like if you playing fantasy football and somebody send you a crazy trade and you sitting here reading it like, dang, accept, duh. It's no disrespect to AD, but you giving me who is about to be probably one of the best players, not even probably, the best player in the NBA for the longevity of his career. There's no reason why I'm not going to take that, especially with LeBron about to leave. So I do think, though, for immediate impact, I think Dallas actually got a little bit better for an immediate impact.
Yeah.
Like how teams are structured now, they can make a deeper run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just because AD provides that defensive stability that they needed.
And he's not playing center. He's back to playing.
But if the Lakers get a big, though, it's over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's over. I mean, my thing with the Mavs, in order for this not to be a colossal failure, you have to win the championship.
Yeah, you got to win.
It's in the next 3 years, you have to. You have to. If you don't,
What's the point? What was
What's
the point?
What's the point? Because you just came off the finals with Luka that you saying is overweight, and your VP, basketball operations is trying, take the beer from him after they won the Western Conference and all that. But heck, that overweight Luka is getting y'all to the finals. So I'm really not trying to hear that as the excuse of, well, that's why we want to get off him. It must be something else. But it's not just enough to make a deep playoff run or even get to the finals, because you was doing that with Luka. Unless you win a championship, that's the only way you can justify a move like that, bro. I can't, because you talking about 25 years old, bro. Like, you got 10 more years left.
Minimum.
Yeah, and you didn't get much for him, so you're taking a huge risk.
That's what they didn't get
it is a
nothing
huge
for him
risk.
for real because AD they got AD. He's 31. That's 6 years older than Luka, and they barely got any picks. I forgot the exact trade.
And he's not
details,
playing center.
But people
He's
were saying
back to
like,
playing
he
the
could've got
4.
5 or 6 first rounds pick. They didn't even get 2.
Yeah,
they didn't even get 2.
I mean, you possibly could have got a better package of players too.
No.
I mean, like I said, nothing against AD. Like AD is a big deal in itself.
yeah, you got to
Bro,
win.
they could have got Austin Reeves.
They
They
for
could have
sure.
got Austin Reeves.
My fault, I
sure.
let it out.
They got Max Christie. You good? They got Max Christie. What?
Hey,
What
Max
is
Christie
Max
straight.
Christie
No,
gonna do,
let's not
bro?
that, bro. Max Christie, all right, bro.
He all right.
He was playing with LeBron. He was
Yeah.
playing with LeBron.
Yeah, that was probably much really just match
Yeah.
salaries. It was really just like a swap.
Yeah.
I mean, they
For sure.
they-
Luka swap.
what they give them, a first rounder? Just one first rounder?
That's it.
I just one, I think. Yeah.
Nah, go ahead.
Okay, full trade. Oh, go ahead. Oh no, because y'all talking about the Luka thing. Well, y'all want I got the full trade for that one too.
Oh, the Fox was they got 3 firsts. Sacramento got 3 firsts with Zach LaVine.
3 first.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that
3 first
with
rounders.
Zach LaVine. I don't know what years though. What year you got the years?
Yeah. So the Kings get Zach LaVine, City, Sissoko, and then 3 first-round picks: 2025 Charlotte, 2027 San Antonio,
Charlotte,
What are we
2025
involved for?
Charlotte.
and then 2031 Minnesota, and then they get 3 second-round picks in 2025.
Why they bite off
2028
us?
Denver in 2028 on back.
Hey, well, y'all cooked.
That's just y'all.
We
picks
getting
just going
ran
around
through.
the
We
league.
getting passed
They're
around.
just floating around.
My question is, for the Sacramento Kings, what is the goal here? What are they trying to do here? What is the identity of the team? Where are y'all trying to go? You fire your coach. You bring
Sabonis.
in DeMar DeRozan. You have what looks like on paper to be a very competitive team, and you're blowing it up again. I don't get it. I don't get it. And if I was De'Aaron Fox, I'll be requesting a trade, but after I get my super max, and then you got to trade me so somebody else can take on that contract, and I'll just be where I want to be. But like, I'm 100% sure the Kings would have offered him the bag. Like, he has no reason to not get it. He hasn't shown me anything that doesn't make me trust him. I think he'll be great with Wemby. I just don't get what the Sacramento Kings, like, what they're trying to do here. They've been doing the same kind of loop of starting something and blowing it back up for the past few years now.
And then the Bulls, also to add on that, the Bulls got Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and Kevin Huerter, and the 2025, their own 2025 pick via San Antonio. Decent return
That's
for
a
the
smooth
Bulls,
little
I say.
Trey Jones, that's a
But,
smooth little return.
Yeah, Kevin Huerter too, decent role player. But the Kings, like Miles said, like you said, to be a fan of them has to be one of the most frustrating things ever. Like for decades, just getting close, bringing hope, and then it just dissolves away with some bad decisions.
It dissolves away. It's like you traded Tyrese Halliburton as well. You traded him, and then you trade De'Aaron Fox in the guard league. Or you gotta handle the rock. This ain't Sabonis cool. This ain't the 70s. This ain't the 80s.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta have a guy that can handle the rock in the league as your best player.
So who playing PG for them now?
At this point,
I can't even.
A rookie,
Can't
some
even tell
rookie.
you.
hey, bro.
Jordan McLaughlin and Devin Carter are their backup point guards.
So at this point, if I'm the Lakers,
maybe Malik Monk take the
he about to turn up now.
He gonna turn into Kentucky.
He about to turn up.
Kentucky Malik Monk. He just gonna shoot everything.
Bruh, like I guess Devin, I don't know.
Devin Carter, we gonna put the ball in Devin Carter hands. I mean, he was nice at Providence though.
But I ain't gonna lie.
But
De'Aaron Fox was the last person they needed immediately, even if they gonna try to start rebuilding. Which like, there's nothing for you to rebuild. Right, you feel me? And that's what I was gonna say now. Like, if I'm the Kings, or if I'm a team looking at the Kings, I'm kind of looking like, what are y'all doing around here? Are y'all blowing this up? Like if I'm the Lakers, I'm trying to go get Sabonis now. Like, like that's who I'm gunning for. Yeah. If you giving De'Aaron Fox off and stuff, all these trades going, shit, I might as well eat too.
Yeah. Get him off the Reeves. Let him run point guard over there.
And I'll throw in Jackson Hayes to make it a little sweet.
And also,
get a little center with it.
Yeah, man. I also too, bro, like I see the draft picks that the Kings got, and I have a belief that draft picks are overrated if you're a trash organization. If you're the OKC Thunder, if you're the Boston Celtics, yes, if you give them all them picks,
it's over.
It's over for the league because they actually use those picks. Hell, I'm a Sixers fan. We've had a lot of picks before. And the one guy that did hit, I mean, Tyrese Maxey McCain for sure, but like the one guy that did hit in the trusted process era is an injury-prone guy that folds in the playoffs. Right. So like they can't draft either. So only OKC and the Celtics are like extremely elite. You can put the Spurs in there and their player development, but outside of those three franchises, them draft picks, it sound good, but I don't have any faith that the Kings can, draft talent, to compensate for losing, a star in Fox, like, or get back to where they was in the playoffs. I know Mike Brown's laughing. Hey, I'm glad I'm not there now.
No, yeah, he happy he gone now.
Yeah, that organization is a whole mess.
Mike Brown was the issue.
Oh yeah, I don't know what they organization got going on in terms of management. It's been like this, like you said, for a couple of years now, though. Like just a bunch of bad decisions.
That pairing with De'Aaron Fox and Wemby's about to go.
But they got to keep everybody, so I think
they
it's gonna
lose nothing for real.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. They still got Chris Paul. They still got Castle. They still got Vassell. They still got
for
Keldon.
Sure Castle was gonna have to leave if they was getting De'Aaron Fox. Still got. I thought that was for sure.
Oh no, there's no way you trade that. There's no way.
There's no Kings. There's no way I'm giving you De'Aaron Fox without getting Castle, who showed me that he will be a promising. I
would have got at least Chris Paul.
Like, yeah, at least CP.
Yes,
I'll take the
least
rest
CP to give me a point guard.
Like, I'll take it. Like, just give me something.
That's a great point. Like, how do you? Because how they're about to play this is, I mean, probably gonna have for the future. I think the Kings gonna have like that, 1-2 guard punch with Castle and Fox after Chris Paul retires.
Yeah,
now you have a situation where you keep Chris Paul, you have Castle and Fox. Now Chris Paul is about to, mentor both.
Yes,
and take them to the next level. Right. You saw what CP3 did for Shea. And you see what Shea doing right now. And so, I mean, I don't, again, Spurs, that was a hype. That was, they
fleeced them.
They fleeced them.
And they going to have a good, and they probably going to draft good. So CP might play another year because next year, they already contenders in my eyes now. But next year, they really going to be contenders.
I ain't going to lie. Good guard was what they needed to take them over the hump.
Yeah, to me, they still need a year. Yeah.
Now they just need a 3. They need a 3 that can shoot the ball and play defense. Better than Keldon Johnson.
They love taking stuff from the Kings because then they grab Harrison Barnes from over there too. So they just it's a transaction.
I forgot that.
Speaking of UNC Harrisons, they need to see what Boy, Harrison Ingram down there
I
in the
think
G League.
Harrison about to chill in the G for a little bit. The way they got things going right
Yeah.
now, because boy, that just
getting pulled up.
yeah, that just took them
They're getting stacked.
to a whole different caliber of a team. And I think, not to speculate, but
What's their
we
seeding?
speculate a little bit over
They
here.
are the 12th seed right
I
now.
definitely think the NBA is starting to push these teams to like break the mold on what is acceptable and unacceptable for a trade for the sake of viewership, because I think this was the lowest ratings that we've had in the NBA all season. And now we have blockbuster trades where players
Two
who we would
blockbuster
consider
trades.
absolute untouchables are going for a bag of chips. Like, what is going on, bro?
Yeah.
They might as well trade KD
Nah.
back to the Thunder.
At this point,
At this point, hey. At this point,
they got the pieces. They got.
I give you
at
a
this
few
point,
picks.
go ahead, Chet, KD, and Shea. Give it to me. I love it.
Feeding families.
Nah, they're gonna have to give up way too much for that.
I would love. How? We just saw Luka go for 80.
I think Chet would have to be involved.
And a
if I'm
first.
getting KD.
No,
Right,
Yeah.
and not every team is gonna do what I don't think.
you're right. Not every
team.
team is gonna do that, but
Yeah,
I'm just.
Danny Jones ain't going for that.
There's way
I'm-
more to that Luka story than we know, bro.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
way- Yeah,
Stuff.
ain't no
For
way.
sure. Because 270, it's a lot of people that's 270. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but like Zion is still that weight. He's not that exact weight, but he's still heavy and producing. Like you can be 270 and produce.
But I mean, they got a point. But then again, it's like if you want to criticize him for his conditioning, the inability to play a whole season, finish games, why go get AD, who we know? I mean, as great as he is, he also has issues finishing games.
I will say
and
though,
finish the season.
to AD's
And he's also getting older.
To AD's point, he just now is kind of getting back into this injury bug slip, because last season he damn near played the whole season. He has like a full season and a half under his belt since his previous histories of injuries. So, I mean, he just now kind of getting back to that injury bug. They both traded injured players at the same time, but I still do think like long term I could see it flourishing. But Dallas needs to put their foot to the pedal right now on trying to build pieces around that, because their window for being competitive is just going to continue to just close and close and close and close till it's back to AD being on the Pelicans essentially.
They got like
Clay's
3
not the
years,
answer.
I think.
Clay's already not the answer.
Yeah.
Because Kyrie 32, AD 31. I say like 2 to 3 years. That's their window if they want to
Man,
do
what
anything. Maybe less.
Gotta stay healthy too.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe less.
So yeah, man,
Yeah.
what a
That's
day
good.
for the pod right now. We got one more block we gonna hit on, man, and wrap this thing up. I don't know, Miles, if you tapped into the Duke UNC rivalry at all, but all of us three went to Carolina Go Hills. Boy, Duke just B to A. And I'm not gonna lie, I was very surprised that it was a B to A situation. I didn't think, I knew we was probably gonna lose. I didn't think it was gonna be like that. There's a lot of questions that can be raised. The obvious thing right now is that Duke is freaking
Duke
legit,
gone.
bro. Like, not even Duke. Forget Duke. Cooper Flag is legit.
Oh, yeah.
Cooper Flag is legit. Cooper Flag is the absolute truth. Hopefully the
Yeah,
Hornets,
he's nice.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Get that number one.
Y'all giving away y'all first
that makes me
rounds.
more
Y'all ain't
confident we are
getting
getting
Cooper.
y'all 5 games from
Yeah, we in
having the
full
best chance
tank
of getting
mode.
Coop.
We
Y'all
in
need,
full
y'all
tank
need to tank.
mode.
Y'all need to tank harder because the Wizards doing a great job.
I mean, LaMelo
Everybody
hurt
hurt.
his ankle, so you know it's probably gonna happen.
They need to tell LaMelo to respectfully just sit for the rest of the season, enjoy his time after the All-Star
He
break.
injury prone too.
We gonna let you go ahead and get all the way 100% for 2025.
And also, real quick, before we go back
2026.
into the UNC Duke talk,
And we
LaMelo Ball, this is a personal message to you, man. What they did to you won't right, bro. That won't right, bro. We know you deserve to be up there on that pedestal. We know you deserve you leading the East in guard scoring. either second or whatever. You're in the top 3. And I personally feel like the way the All-Stars are picked now just doesn't make sense. If you're averaging 30 and 10, 30 and 8, 30 and 7 in this league, you're an All-Star, bro. I get the team isn't winning. I get the team ain't great. I know not everybody's super excited to see it, but if the players are ranking you 3rd in player vote overall, these are the dudes that you're playing against. These are people like LeBron James, people like Kawhi Leonard, people like Anthony Davis, people like Kyrie Irving, people like, you know what I'm saying, that are leading the league in scoring and are people who will probably go down as Hall of Famers, who are ranking you 3rd? And the media vote has you last? People who probably never touched the basketball a day in their life, who've never probably played a competitive sport, and you get snubbed? Just because your record, it won't sit right with me. It'll never sit right with me. I hear all the arguments. I hear that we're not good. I hear that we're not winning. Respect, rule, all that. But I disagree. That's not a fair way to rank an All-Star. That's my 2 cents on it. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. I had some Sixers fans that was like, "Oh, Tyrese Maxey's a bust." Or he ain't no bust. LaMelo Ball's a way bigger bust. That's a way bigger bust there. Yeah, Tyler Hero or LaMelo. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
Darius Garland. I get the respect because he's on a team that's number 1 in the East, and I feel like if you have an unprecedented season, like if you're a number 1 seed, it should be 2 guys off your team that like for the Thunder, if Chet played a full season, like
Right.
he would probably be an All-Star too. So it's like, I really don't understand it. Guys like Trae Young too. I mean, also the other element is that like LaMelo would make the All-Star game way more entertaining to watch. Who's watching
Tyler Hero
for
and
Tyler
like
Hero?
Tyler Hero.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Like, LaMelo is going to showboat. He going to give the fans something to see. He's really going to, like, play that game for real. Like, these other guys, and Darius Garland, like, bro, you're not walking
Yeah.
through the turnstiles.
Also,
see
the
him.
Cavs have 3
Sorry,
All-Stars.
You're not.
Like, dang, come on. One of those spots. One of those spots can even go
Yeah,
to trade.
they do.
Tyrese Maxey, even, LaMelo. Like, just somebody different, bro. Y'all got 3 All-Stars. Come on, bro. Is Donovan Mitchell
Who's the
starting?
third?
Yeah, Evan Mobley and
Mobley.
Darius Garland.
Mobley.
Yeah, but Mobley deserved it too, though. I ain't gonna lie. Mobley.
No, oh yeah, Mobley has to be there. I
Yeah.
think Garland.
LaMelo Ball is better than Darius
toss-up.
Garland. And
I
the
think-
If it was-
just throw him in the
if it-
All-Star game. Like, come on.
and Tyler Hero and put Trey in there over Garland. I mean, I don't 11 assists a game, double with 11 assists. And like you said, Jalen, same thing, right? The team not good. They've dealt with injuries.
I feel
Hawks are
bad, bro,
inconsistent,
because Trey always gets snubbed, bro. I know you.
but
Yeah,
I know
he
you
is
feel
always
that one.
getting
What?
snubbed, though.
it's always. It
He
almost been
posted it on X. He was like, at this point, it's not getting snubbed. It's called getting trade.
yeah, I did see that getting trade, and it's funny because now they're trying to say now the Hawks have won the trade with Luka Doncic.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I
did see
never
that.
understood why there was a win-lose to that trade either way, because I mean I feel like the number 1 pick that year could have went to either of them, but
That one still went to the finals. But,
yeah, I'm tired of it.
yeah, man, we
I'm
kind
tired of it.
of backtracked a little bit.
Oh,
But, yeah, get back on topic. Duke, UNC, man. I mean, I'm going to be real, it's really not too much to say. I think it's safe to say that North Carolina season is officially over. And there's not really much to play for. Like, even if we make it into the tournament, I think we're at best second round exit. I think I have been in Hubert Davis corner so heavy for the past 4 years now, and I've seen stunts of good coaching. I've seen stunts of bad coaching, and center issues aside, we lost to Duke the way that we lost to Duke due to bad coaching and nothing more. I don't understand the starting lineup for that game. I didn't get why Jalen Withers wasn't starting. I didn't get the usage of our guard play that we normally do. I don't like that RJ Davis is trying to play hero ball when it's just not working. Like, I feel like once you see things aren't working, That's when you, as a coach, come in and make the changes that need to be made to try to shift the momentum of the game, and we didn't see that happen at all against Duke.
I knew it was over when he had Ian just sitting in the corner the whole game. He is our best player right now with the ball in his hands. Let him go score the ball. We had 13 points with Ian Jackson just sitting in the corner. He had 5 straight games where he had 20 plus points, and you got him just sitting in the corner with RJ and Elliott with the ball. Elliott can't shoot, although he did knock down some threes and that looked good during the game, but consistently shooting, he can't shoot the ball. And RJ was out there playing scared like he ain't beat Duke before.
They wasn't even really trapping him that much either. Bro. Which I thought was going to be the game plan, kind of going to the game, prevent him from scoring and shooting threes, take him out of the game.
They was just switching everything because they could. They center Malik Brown was guarding RJ. What, like, bro? If they are switching everything, and you have a center on you, you need to take the ball out, ISO him, and go score. Why are you letting him guard you?
Yeah, I kind of knew it was over when. My thing about the starting lineup was, I feel like
he 100% should have started
in that game over Seth Trimble. I always like this whole game. I just in my mind I was like, there's no way Hubert is not putting. I know he's a freshman, but look, he's your best on-ball defender. He's got the length. He's got the athleticism. Put him one-on-one on Cooper Flag
and send help.
And send help. Like he's not coming off the flag anytime they're on the court together. We didn't see that. Drake also, come out the second half. I know it didn't matter, but he had probably the best offensive game in that second half too.
Yeah,
I think not playing him to start, letting Cooper Flag just go off, scored and assisted on Duke's first 18 points. And I said before the game, I said if Carolina had any chance of winning that game, it was limit Cooper Flag to 20 or less. He had 13 at the half. It's over by then, and then make threes. I think they made like 1 or 2 threes out of 10, 11 in the first half. Then you down almost 30 points in the first half. It's that simple. Because we know Carolina's not getting anything in the paint. Jay Wash, and this is where I criticize the coaching staff as well. I think the perfect example of the coaching staff's lack of development is Jalen Washington, right? This is 3rd year, and he has not gotten better. He's gotten minimally better. I would say he's gotten better, but not to the point where it doesn't look like
basketball.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you've played under Armando Bacot for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like you learned much from Bacot as far as weight room, physicality, toughness. To me, that's what it is with him, right? And you just see big men just come in and dominate him, and then of course, after that, you got Ben Allen, Lubin, not Kate Tyson, Ty Claude, James Brown, a freshman. Those guys are not big enough, and they don't have the experience to deal with the big man Duke had down low in that type of game. And so you got to rely on your guards, right? We know this year Carolina's best games are when we make 10, 11 threes. And when you're not hitting shots, it's just going to be the deflating offensive possession after offensive possession, where like y'all said, there's no offensive identity. No one's moving off the ball. No screens are being set. It's pass the ball to RJ, dribble, pass off the end, dribble, nowhere. You give it to Drake, he tried to drive, turnover, or whoever else tried to drive. It's kind of hard to watch. And like I said, Jalen, I've been behind Hubert this year because I've been saying this roster. I think the roster thing is still the main issue, but there were ways where the coaching staff could have tried to change it up to maybe not win the game, but at least make it competitive.
Is Coach Davis better be out?
Yes, I think so. I think he should be.
I think they give him one more year.
Hubert, they're talking about Hubert.
The window is beginning to close. It makes it a little bit hard in terms of coaching because on paper, Hubert Davis is the guy that Carolina wants for the job. He played at Carolina. He has legitimate passion for Carolina basketball. He's coached under Roy Williams. So everything that you want to see out of a coach, Hubert Davis exemplifies. But I think part of the issue is also, too, the era that we are in basketball is just similar to why Roy Williams left. That's not working anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why Roy left was because he realized the style in which he used to coach was no longer working. And, guys are not playing as much fundamental style basketball as we're used to. Guys are more worried about their NIL more than anything else when they're coming into college. And versus you priming me into the next NBA star, I want to know how you can get me paid. I want to know how you can get my family paid. Like, I'm not worried about how great I'm going to be as a starter initially, especially if I'm not a top 10 or top 20 ranked coming out of high school. So I think a lot of those things play a part in it. And even like recruiting, like that I think Hubert dug a hole for himself off of the lack of Cade Tyson being a game changer the way that he was advertised to be. Cade Tyson was supposed to be the next Brady Manick. Cade Tyson, if we had what Cade Tyson was supposed to be in that game against Duke, we're talking completely different. We're talking at least a closer game, if not we win. So like having pieces like that are underdeveloped, similar to like what you were saying, Shibo, with Jay Wash just not being as polished as we were expecting him to see this year. Now you kind of have to look at coaching. The guards are going to do what guards do, right? Like, we know RJ can score. We know Elliott can score. Ian Jackson, top 10 guard coming out of high school. We know they can score. I'm not surprised by that. What surprises me is the lack of development from pieces that you recruited and pieces that have already been here. So now that I see that that's plateauing, I literally can only look at you. Like, there's nowhere else for me to look at anymore. So I do think that the conversations will begin to come up. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him one more year just so RJ can get out the door, because you can still use the excuse that is, the last Roy Williams guy. They were very guard heavy and they didn't have a center. So there's a lot of things that you can point at, but I wouldn't be surprised if they also gave him the boot.
I think they give him, I think they give him one more year, but I think they do kind of restructure the rest of the coaching staff, though. I think we do see some changes there.
I think it depends on how the rest of this season goes, also, because if the rest of this season goes terribly, I could see him gone, because Carolina is known as a basketball school.
Right,
they are not finna get embarrassed. That's part of the reason why Roy left, because he wasn't producing Carolina basketball no more. Mm-hmm. And so I really think it depends on how the rest of the season go, but future-wise, they do got good things to look for. Like, we got Caleb coming in, a 5-star recruit. But we'll see, bro. We'll see. But you was talking about just, like, the talent they brought in, like, aside from the guards. But, like, if we're being honest, the talent we brought in wasn't even all that good. Because Cade Tyson was supposed to be that, but he came from Belmont. Nothing against Belmont, but we was in the runnings to get people from Alabama, like Cliff. I mean, that went to Alabama, like Clifford, who was at Rutgers. We didn't get him, so we had to settle for the people that was under them, the Belmonts, the wherever else we got. Because I really don't even know where everybody else came from. You good.
I was about to say, you exactly right. I had that in my head too about where the transfers came from, right? You look at the past successful transfers for Carolina that changed the game, like Brady Manick. He came from Oklahoma, played with Trae Young. Great program. Cam Johnson, he was at Pitt. Came in, brought the shooting aspect as well. But then, of course, Cormac Ryan last year, he was at Notre Dame. He knew how to play in the ACC. He knows how to play against Duke. He's, guys who are experienced with playing that high level of basketball. Mm-hmm. Cade Tyson, I think, was a big gamble. Kind of like remember Paxton Wojcik last year. We got him from Brown, and he didn't do anything. It's just sometimes the light's just too bright. Going from mid-major to
top of the top.
Yep.
And I just think it's going to be if he stays one more year, it's going to be a lot of pressure on him to perform. And we just about to become a football school. Shout out Bill Belichick. Actually, we got beef with Bill Belichick.
We didn't get our pizza. And Major. No, we got beef with Major. We got beef with Major. He is the bronze, and
So
he's
Miles,
on the team.
everybody
And
at
we didn't get no
UNC.
pizza.
So I know
Yeah, I was about to ask about this.
Bill Belichick was saying he was sending all the fraternities and stuff pizza for the Duke UNC game. Sigmas get pizza. The Noops get pizza. All the white frats and the sororities get pizza. Guess who don't get no pizza? No love for the bros.
No love for the bros. And we got somebody on the team.
Nah, that's wild.
That's
So
insane.
Bill Belichick, if you get grabbed, Bill, just know what's up. But nah, man.
He got to set out too.
Man, we're going to wrap this thing up, man. Miles, man, we really appreciate you tapping in with us, man. We end off the podcast by doing watch outs for the week. So, shoot, it's not a lot going on with football, at least. So, my basketball watch out for the week. I'm interested to see, I think, AD's coming back this week, if not next week, right? From his injury. He got to be on the watch out list. Chip on his shoulder, just got traded. He's going to be on the tear for the rest of the season. Y'all watch out for AD. I think a reckoning is coming to a stadium near you.
Hey, I'll bring it to football. Watch out for my boy Hurts and the Eagles. I was surprised, you ain't talk about the whole Purdy and Hurts
conversation.
Oh,
no. We can run that back real quick because we did kind of grease over it.
Because that's something I was like,
that's because the trade happened. The trade happened.
Because I just want to understand, like what's going on with this man Hurts. Like, he's mid, Purdy's over him. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what else does he have to kick field goals? Like, what else he got to do to show that he's of that? If you don't want to say he's the Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, those top four level. After that,
you got to win the bowl.
Other guys, Justin
Dak
Herbert,
Prescott,
C.J. Stroud,
Dak Prescott,
Jordan Love, Dak Prescott. Nope.
Dak is outside of the top 10 of quarterbacks.
Let's not go all over the place here. We're going to address the initial thing that we talked about. I did say Jalen Hurts was mid, and I'm going off of him being mid just based off of, like, to me personally, Jalen Hurts doesn't have anything that he does exceptionally well, and that's what I call him mid for. Like, similar to how we even got down that path of comparing him to Brock Purdy was because I was saying he's a game manager, right? Like, he wins. I'll give Jalen Hurts that. He wins. He's going to – I can trust him to put the team in the best situation to win. If they don't execute, not all the times I can point the finger at him. But I will say I don't think he's the greatest passer. I trust him on his feet. But it's just nothing that I see from him when we're putting in these conversations, these Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons of the league, the Patrick Mahomes. There's things that set them apart that makes them so obviously great. Like, Patrick Mahomes' IQ is unmatched. His arm is great, but his IQ is what puts him sky high above all of the other talent in the NFL. Lamar Jackson is one of the best dual threat quarterbacks we've seen probably ever. He runs the hell out of the ball. He can throw the ball. Josh Allen is just as aggressive. He can run the ball as well. His IQ is great. He has a hell of an arm. So, like, when I compare all of these quarterbacks, and then I kind of get down to a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, who's not terrible, that's not for me to say that he's trash, that he's not good, that he's not a winning quarterback. There's just nothing I see from Jalen Hurts that makes him exceptionally well for me to give him a knock any better. I will say though, if the Eagles beat the Chiefs, and not even the Eagles, if Jalen Hurts beats the Chiefs, and what I mean by Jalen Hurts beating the Chiefs is him having a game similar to the Commanders or better, I absolutely have to put him probably in the fourth ranked position as quarterbacks in the league right now. Because Joe Burrow got there but couldn't win. Lamar is about to be a 3-time MVP. Josh Allen's ranking could probably even move around a little bit. But if Hurts is the reason why the Eagles win, I absolutely have to put him in top 4, if not top 3.
I respect that. Like, my only issue is like I feel like mid ain't the right word. When I hear mid, I hear average. I hear 15, 14, 13. I'm like, all right, if you want to say like above average but not elite, or good but not elite, very good but not elite. But I think it's undeniable. He's shown at the minimum he's a good quarterback. At the
Oh yeah.
minimum, he's a good quarterback. I mean, now maybe your definition of mid is saying uh what he's good or maybe he's very good, whatever. But I think at the minimum he's shown that he's good, and I'm arguing elite, but I'll just say very, very good as of now. Because people forget last year he took that team to 10-1 playing hero ball without Saquon Barkley with a defense that was bottom 5 in the league. And when they went on that collapse, it was because they switched their defensive coordinator to Matt Patricia. Now I'm gonna ask all of y'all, if Matt Patricia was on the market, well, he's been on the market. Would he become a head coach or DC for any NFL team?
Maybe
Hell
the
no.
Cowboys.
Heck, like no, he wouldn't. Maybe Jerry want to. Yeah, I'm gonna put that past Jerry. I'm gonna put that past Jerry. But the Bengals
Yeah.
defense, they was terrible, right? Their DC got a job right after he was fired. Matt Patricia, literally, you talk about a Bill Belichick merchant. That's the definition. He made his career literally being a Bill Belichick merchant and taking credit for Bill Belichick's defense. That's all he's done. And you saw how terrible that defense was. And I agree, like, when the Eagles have lost, it hasn't been because of him. All these other quarterbacks, Jared Goff, they lost that game because of Jared Goff. I don't care about that defense. If Jared Goff takes care of the ball, they win that jump. Jordan Love, they lost that, because of Jordan Love. His defense was showing up and kept him in the game. Justin Herbert, they lost because of him. Derwin James was the MVP in that game. The MVP. And this man throws 4 picks, and all year he threw 3 picks. You're folding in the biggest moments. So my only issue is, where's this energy towards these losers that had all this arm talent? And you could say, oh, Herbert, he's great at throwing the ball. But what's the value in being elite at throwing the ball if in the biggest moments you fold like a lawn chair? That's my thing on it. But I think it's just the mid thing. How about good? How about above average? If that's what you want to do. And yeah, I think he can definitely change his narrative. If he a lot, he has the most to gain and most to lose. Honestly,
A lot to lose.
Bowl. Well, what was? Wait, but you were saying Purdy though. That's my
Hey,
how?
In terms of throwing the ball, give me Purdy. But in terms of overall quarterback, just like you were saying at the beginning of the pod, like the dual threat ability he has, that's unmatched in a quarterback when you can throw and run the ball. But purely throwing the ball, I don't see him beating Purdy personally. Purely
so you
throwing.
put Purdy arm on Jalen.
That's what.
And you have what?
Purdy arm on Jet. Hey, they beating the Chiefs for sure. But I mean, but I will say, like we have said, we have gone back and said during the playoffs, not Purdy, Hurts has shown that he can put the ball.
He locked in when he got to lock in.
He has shown,
and that's why he kind of pissed me off over this playoffs, because I'm like, we see here calling him a perfect game. And now he go crazy, bro. Now he go crazy.
Put it down there at 60 points, bro. Like, that's crazy.
But nah, he's definitely not mid when you put it into terms of like rankings, like 15th in the league. He's definitely top 7 for sure, or top 6 for sure. Like right now.
Oh shoot! Oh, we
good.
So we're Brock Purdy
now for sure. Because I brought like right around there to me. He top 10 for sure.
Comfortably top 10?
comfortably.
I think
Let me think in my
I'm
head.
trying to think.
Comfortably. He's
I definitely would put Purdy over Golf. Oh my god.
for sure. Over
Oh my
Golf, over
god.
Sam.
Yeah, Sam.
I got Purdy up there with Herbert and them.
I'll put him up there with them.
Yeah,
He in that boat with like Justin.
That's what I'm
Herbert.
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's top 10.
Yeah.
I got Joe Burrow ahead of Hurts just because Joe Burrow nice to me. I ain't gonna lie. If he win a bowl, he top 3 to me. But he just ain't won.
Defense, terrible.
That's cool.
He beat Patty Mahomes.
He the Shadur. He the Shadur of NFL, and he beat Patty in the playoffs.
All right, so yeah, let's go through this. Who's y'all top 5 right now? Because I feel like that 5th spot is just
Top
so
5?
tricky. Let's start off with Miles because I want to see where he got Jalen Hurts at.
As a bright,
Yeah.
Ooh. So like Mahomes, number 1, cool. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. 3, for the moment, I'll say Josh Allen. 4, Jalen Hurts. 5, Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, the reason why I have Lamar over Hurts is because you can't take away the MVPs. Like, you can't take them Johns away. Yes, he's a playoff choker in my opinion, and at the very least, just hasn't matched what he does in the regular season to the postseason. But he's still a phenomenal quarterback. And if I'm saying, okay, well, if Hurts wins this Super Bowl, like who does he knock off in that, like, Lamar, Josh, and I still got him over Burrow, but I think the Super Bowl win has him undeniably over Burrow. I have to pick Allen and Burrow before I pick Lamar, because whether it's Lamar, Burrow, or Allen, all those guys lose to Mahomes. And I was a big Allen fan, but brother, you had an opportunity to tie the game and or win the game, and you didn't even get in field goal range. And like at a certain point, it's like you got no first team all pros, you got no MVPs, and your only claim to fame at this point is almost beating Patrick Mahomes. Well, I'm sorry, that's not enough for me. I gotta side with a guy who has 3 first team all pros and maybe 3 MVPs in a couple of weeks. So that's the thing with Lamar. And I've seen little like graphics with Lamar and Hurts, and I'm just like, I have my opinions. I do believe game for my life, like chips on the line, I would rather have Hurts in those pressure situations rather than Lamar. But for a whole entire season, I mean, Lamar, I mean, he's just amazing. And then so 1 Mahomes, 2 Lamar, 3 Allen, 4 Hurts, 5 Burrow. And if Hurts gets that Super Bowl and Super Bowl
I ain't gonna lie, he might jump Josh Allen.
He's definitely top 3. He's definitely top 3
for sure.
And I'm saying this now, and he might be top 2. I was praising Lamar, but if he win that Super Bowl MVP, that changes a lot of stuff for me. I'm like, oh my. But I'll say that's my top 5 there. And I like with Joe Burrow though too. Before my last point on it, what I like with Joe Burrow is the fact that he's been able to really be productive without a great O-line. I think that's more impressive than kind of having to overcompensate for having a bad defense. I think that because I've seen a guy in Jalen Hurts with a bottom 5 defense still win 11 games. They had a collapse, but they got to 10-1. So it's only a collapse because they started off 10-1. Like, you can't knock them for they still won 11 games at the end of the day. And Herbert, he's been able to get to the playoffs with bad defenses. So we've seen other quarterbacks win some games with bad defenses, But not having a great O-line, that's very, very commendable. I think that's what keeps Burrow in that elite quarterback, sphere right there. But at a certain point, your claim to fame is you beat Mahomes and then lost in the bowl. And that was 4 years ago. So it's going to have to come a time, and you're known for these slow starts in seasons. If you're an elite quarterback, that's not an excuse. First game of the season, you got outplayed by Jacoby Brissett. If you did not get outplayed by Jacoby Brissett, you'd be in the playoffs. So you got to keep it fair for all these guys, because if Lamar Jackson, if he misses the playoffs, all hell is about to break loose. And he don't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So that's what that is there. But, yeah, that's my top 5, man.
Real little top 5.
Sure.
Who next with their top 5, man?
Say mine because mine about the same, except I'm putting. So I got Mahomes, Lamar, Allen. I'm putting Burrow at 4, and I'm gonna put Hurts at 5. I think Burrow's season this year, I mean, pretty much put himself in the MVP conversation. Even like you say, even with the team he had to overcome with the bad defense, bad O-line. And then of course he has a Super Bowl appearance beating Mahomes. So he has a pretty good resume for what he's done in his young career. And I think it's a little bit unfair to compare the head-to-heads, as far as, Allen, Lamar, and Burrow going against Mahomes versus Jalen going against Mahomes, because we know Jalen don't have to go through Kansas City to get to the bowl, right? Like, he get beating Mahomes is going to be in the bowl. So I think with Lamar, it's kind of hard to gauge that Super Bowl experience, that Super Bowl type of game, because like you said, he has yet to get over that hump. Allen has yet to get over that hump. But Burrow did. So I got him at 4, Hurts at 5. I think what's interesting, and kind of back to Omar's point with the rest of the top 10, just to go in there a little bit, I think there's some other guys, that I think are pretty high up and comfortable in the top 10 as well. I think looking at CJ Stroud too, is another guy that could be top 10, considering his O-line, but considering his competitiveness to be able to keep the Texans competitive, not only winning the division and taking care of that, getting to the playoffs and putting up a pretty good game against teams like Kansas City, winning playoff games as well. Of course, Jalen Daniels is going to be in that conversation. He arguably is already in that conversation and is going to probably skyrocket next year as well. Even Bo Nix or Sean Payton in Denver could get himself in that conversation as well. So it's going to be it's a tough bet for the rest of the top 10, but that's my top 5.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I said earlier, Hurts 6, but yeah, he 5th if we look at holistically at this season, like playoffs included, because he didn't prove that he can put it on the money in the playoffs. I didn't think he was gonna do it like he did.
Yeah,
I thought the Steelers game was a fluke, but he been doing it. But like I was gonna bring up Jalen Daniels too. Jalen Daniels, he keep doing what he doing. He's top 5 for sure though. Cause I ain't gonna lie, what he be doing, he just looks so poised when doing it too. Like, he never looks rattled. Even when they was down 30, he was still making the right reads. He had one interception, but they didn't lose the game because of him. I say that.
Yeah, not at all. His teammates were the ones that were fumbling the ball.
It's so many fumbles. Oh my God.
It was bad. It was bad.
Oh yeah, and I can't forget. I mean, y'all gonna have to watch out for number 9. Number 9.
I already knew it. I already knew he was talking about Penix.
Man, hey, he could be top 10 as well next year. That offense, he got all them weapons.
We gonna see.
I'm excited for next year.
Next season gonna be very interesting.
I like Penix. I think it's so many with the Jalen Daniels. Obviously, you have to take into account like kind of happened with CJ Stroud, that sophomore slump. But I give Stroud a lot of credit that, like, he was an underdog at home. For you to be an underdog at home, that means nobody thinks that you're gonna do nothing in the playoffs. And he won that game, with injuries happening all season. So, and he was beefing with Bobby Slowick all season too.
Right.
So that's something. That's something too that might have played into why he's regressed a little bit. But I mean, yeah, Jaden Daniels. I've been on record saying this since like week 3. I was like, he's the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFC East, and yeah, I ain't worried about no Dak. Sorry about that. Yeah, that wasn't called for. That wasn't called for. But I really am not like Dak. Like I like Jay Daniels. Oh my gosh, for the next 10 years, I gotta play him twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Bro. Minimum twice.
That's the truth, bro. Can't even lie.
But yeah, we gave our top fives. What's your
top five, man? I'm gonna keep it real simple. I got Patty at my 1, of course. Like Miles said, off of the strength of the MVPs, I gotta put Lamar at 2. I mean, yeah, Lamar at 2. 3, I'm gonna go Josh Allen as well. 4, Burrow. Now 5 is a little tricky to me because I feel like 5 changes a lot. If I'm gonna go off of the strength of winning, I slick might throw Stafford into 5, but
I ain't mad.
But as of right now, for me, Jalen Hurts is going to be at that 5 spot for me, and probably higher if they win. Right now, he might be creeping in that 5 spot. I hear an argument for Jaden Daniels. But it's really between those 3 for 5. I can't really give you a set in stone 5. I don't think Matthew Stafford gets enough credit for doing all the things that he's doing with that team, man. Like if he gets that touchdown throw at the end of the game against y'all, we're having a completely different conversation about the Rams right now. So I think, and also Matthew Stafford has won recently too. He's won a Super Bowl, even though he didn't really play a experienced team at the time. It's still Super Bowl's a Super Bowl, bro. I can't discredit you for a Super Bowl win that you did play a part in. So, I think off of the win strength, I gotta kind of put Stafford at my 5, but it's really a tie between Stafford and Hurts, for real.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, yeah, Stafford's the only guy outside those top 4 that, like, if they say he's over Hurts, like, I'm not like, I give Stafford that respect.
Yeah.
You want a chip, and he scared us the most these playoffs. I mean, he had 324 passing yards in the snow.
He doesn't even play well in the snow.
He doesn't even play well in the snow. Like, no, he's different. He's different. So, yeah, I feel like we on the same page.
Yeah.
I get annoyed when it's like the Justin Herberts and Jordan Loves and Jared Goffs and like
overrated.
The most blasphemous one was the Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Somebody almost crashed out. I'm like, you're trying to like rage bait me like in real life.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever again in your life. So
there's
like,
no way I could put Sam
that'd be
Darnold
my
in top
thing.
5. That's
Like, yeah,
blasphemy,
bro. So I feel like now top 10 for Hurts is like, I don't think that's really a debate.
That's not a question.
And at this point, at the least, should be top 7. Top 8. But yeah, this Super Bowl win could do a lot. Though.
Yeah, bro.
Super Bowl win puts him on that podium.
It 100% does.
Yeah.
He's solidified in the top 4 at that point. He can't even be 5 at that point to me.
Now if he wins, now it's the performance behind the wins where we start talking.
If it's a Saquon legacy game, I don't know if I can still give him that flat.
He's still 3. Yeah. He's still 3. He's still 3, but he not.
I don't even know if
over Lamar to me.
I need
a bowl.
Jalen Hurts to be the reason they win for me to really put him. Like I'll be willing to put him at 3 or 2 at that point. Like if he gets Super Bowl MVP type of thing, like Miles was saying. But I can't. If it's a Saquon legacy game and Saquon obviously killed the game for him, it's like shit. All you had to do was game manage. That's what we was talking about earlier.
But what if he don't turn the ball over and he play efficient? What more can you ask of him?
Yeah.
That's a good point, because it'll be like, let's say, and it's been several games where Saquon went crazy, but it might have been like one or two plays that game, and that might be all it has to be, where like Hurts made that winning play when he had to go ahead and make it. Even like in the Rams game, did he play like a really, really good game? Nah, but he said he done set the tone in a 44-yard, TD start the game. So if he do that, but then Saquon in the Super Bowl, for the rest of the game goes crazy. I agree. Like just winning that Super Bowl MVP, that puts you in the top 2, top 3. Stop playing. All these guys, they don't have that. They haven't beat Mahomes in that moment. But I think just winning it still puts him in that top 4. Yeah, top 4. But he's still, regardless, he'll have to play turnover-free football and still make a couple of key plays passing the route because Saquon can't run every single play. You're gonna have to pass the ball sometimes.
Yeah, like I said, if he has a game close to that Commanders game or better, he got it for me. That's pass for 200, get you some tuds, be efficient, and don't turn it over. Just do what you do. That's all. I'm not saying he needs to go out here and play the greatest football game we've ever seen from Jalen Hurts. I just need him to just show that he can do it. Like I don't need it just to be like a 100-yard, 75-yard game. The Chiefs aren't even going to make it like that. Like if the Eagles are going to win, Jalen Hurts absolutely has to show up. Like Saquon's going to do what he does, but if y'all are really going to beat them, especially the way you was talking, Miles, like it's not just going to be like a comfortable beating. Jalen Hurts has to play a huge part in that. So if that's the turnout, hey, he got me. I'm shutting the hell up. He got me at that point.
And he's a guy, and we're going to revisit this. But Hurts is a guy, when he knows he got to show up, he always, like, I've just seen it so many times, like, he's delivered. Like, when he know before the game, okay, I got to. Even like that 4th and 5, it was a 30-point blowout, but that 4th and 5, 30-yard dime to A.J. Brown, that was clutch. It was a 14-12 game. If you don't get that pass, the Commanders can go ahead and have a short field to get a field goal, and now you're down 1 when it felt like you was dominating the game at home. That changes the whole outlook. Now you're going to halftime with a whole lot more pressure instead of you're getting a touchdown, and that changed the whole game way more. So he always show up in those moments. It's a question of like, when he doesn't need to show up, like, does he still do those stats? But it's Super Bowl stage. Every moment. This is the moment that, hey, you wanted your best game of the year. You done saved it for the NFC Championship. Well, now you need to replicate that again, which I believe he will. But also something that we ain't talk about was the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, who has not been very good. Has not been very, very good. Jake Elliott, he has not been very, very good this year for his standards. He hasn't been as bad as Justin Tucker, who he got some issues going on.
He got some demons he got to deal with.
But Jake Elliott hasn't been. He missed a 54-yard field goal. You can't be missing field goals against Mahomes and Reed. Just sorry, can't do that. You do that. So I think defense and special teams still got to play A+ game, regardless if Hurts and Saquon have A+ games too.
I agree, and like you said, man, the Bros don't fold. The Bros don't fold.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm gonna be in New Orleans, so
that's tough.
My pops, pops the Bros. He was like, he hit me. He was hey, how much tickets for the Bowl? I'm like, what you mean? Like I'm not going. Like, what you mean? He was like, let me just see how much they are. So I showed him like whatever they was on whatever website it was. And then it's the NFC Championship. It's like late 3rd quarter. At this point, we all know, all right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go to the bowl. He sent me a text. We going to New Orleans. I'm like, yo, he lit. So I'll be there Friday. And then
Shout out Pops, man.
yeah, I get back Monday. Yeah, so shout out Pop, shout out to Bruh. So try to do some content there, all that. Get some. I need a W. That jump be crazy.
Hey, man.
That jump be crazy. Try to see if I can find Gilly out there.
Ooh, the collab gonna go crazy.
The
collab gonna go crazy.
Dance, so that's gonna be a good jump, man. That's gonna be a good jump.
Hey,
so
man, y'all definitely
only
a week
couple
away,
days
man.
Y'all definitely tap in with Real Talk, man. He be going up with the content, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Like, if y'all not tapped in, get tapped in now, bro. But yeah, I think we settled the debate. So I think you do agree that Hurts is mid. So now that we're gonna, I think we settled the debate, man.
The bottom half of the quarterbacks.
Yeah. But nah, bro, I'm gonna let y'all get y'all watch out for the week. Yeah, we wrap this thing up, man.
I do my watch out for the week. It's somebody from back home. He named Zach Austin. He played for Pittsburgh, but he from Winston.
Shout out Winston.
He been having Trepo. But yeah, he been going crazy for Pitt. I wouldn't say like not points wise, but like holistically impacting the game on the offense and defensive side. He been doing steals, blocks, assists, and when they played us, UNC, he went crazy though. But yeah, he's just been playing good. Somebody from back home. So hopefully continue it throughout the rest of the season.
Chibo.
Yeah, my watch out. I'm gonna keep it college basketball too. Keep it pretty general. I know we mentioned earlier, we said Duke is a contender for a national championship, which I personally think they're going to win it all. I hate to say that as a Carolina brand, but hey, we got to be realistic, man. Like I even go back to the 2022 team. I still don't know how we beat that team with Paulo, and I still don't know how we beat that team twice, but we did. But realistically, I think Duke is going to do it. But my watch out is Auburn, because Auburn is also another team that
they might win it all.
Yeah, Johnny Broome, second in the SEC in points, 18.3 per game. Rebounding, he's leading, 11.2 per game. Defense, number one up there in blocks, 2.7 per game. I mean, he's just dominant down low. He does it all for Auburn. They've been beating the crap out of all the good teams in the SEC. And they got Florida on February 8th on Saturday. That's going to be a big game because Florida's trying to bounce back after the spanking they just took from Tennessee. And shout out T-Mess. Sorry you got to see that. And then they got Alabama the next Saturday. So, yeah, I think Auburn's another team to watch out for because, man, the SEC, as y'all know, they have totally overtaken the ACC as far as kings of the men's game. So, we might as well just enjoy what we can, ACC basketball fans, because it's over.
Yeah, man. Guess my watch out for the week. I'll go NBA for sure. Let's see. I mean, I don't know if I would love to see the Lakers versus Golden State. I'd love to see them on Thursday, but I don't know if Luke is gonna play for that. But you also have Dallas versus Boston, and I think Anthony Davis will play for that on that Thursday too. So, that's gonna be some. That's gonna be some there too.
Office.
So, love to watch out for that. So I've Dallas versus Boston, or if Luka can heal up quick, and Lakers versus Warriors.
It's gonna be a hell of a game, man. Hey, look, man, Miles, again, we appreciate you tapping in with us. If y'all haven't already, please tap in with Real Talk with MJ. The content be going crazy, man. Not even just Philly stuff, man. They talk everything, bro. So definitely tap in with the guys. He'll be at the Super Bowl, so the content gonna be going crazy. And y'all keep tapping in with us. Socials been going up, man. We climbing up. Thank y'all so much for 500. Just reached 500 followers. We only going up from here. Consistency is key, so we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. And we got a little outro here, man. So we're gonna teach you the outro real quick, and then we're gonna do that outro. So we finish it off like, if you ain't listening to the Brickz, you ain't listening to Shut Your Mouth. So we're gonna hit the outro. If you ain't listening to the Brickz, then you ain't listening to my mama watched this. Y'all can't be cousin. Hey man, we appreciate y'all tapping in. We out.